In the late 1990s, Apple was on the edge of collapse. The company behind the Macintosh was losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Customers were leaving, and many experts believed bankruptcy was only a matter of time. Some even predicted Apple wouldn't survive another year. Then something unexpected happened. A man who had once been fired from the company returned to lead it again. His name was Steve Jobs. Most people thought it was already too late. But within a few years, Apple would become one of the greatest comeback stories in business history. How did a company that was almost dead become the world's first trillion-dollar company? The answer is a story of bold decisions, ruthless focus, and one of the greatest turnarounds the business world has ever seen. When Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, the company was in chaos. Apple had dozens of confusing products, falling sales, and no clear direction. Instead of trying to fix everything, Jobs made one bold decision. He eliminated nearly 70% of Apple's product lineup. Many employees were shocked, but Jobs believed that focus was more powerful than doing everything. He wanted Apple to build only a few products and make them exceptional. Soon, Apple introduced the colorful iMac, which became a massive success and brought customers back. At the same time, Microsoft invested $150 million in Apple, giving the company much-needed confidence and financial stability. But Steve Jobs wasn't thinking only about saving Apple. He was preparing to reinvent the entire technology industry. Over the next few years, Apple launched the iPod, making digital music simple for millions of people. Then came the iTunes Store, changing how music was bought forever. While competitors were still improving old ideas, Apple was creating entirely new experiences. The company that had been fighting to survive was slowly becoming the most innovative technology company in the world, and its biggest revolution was still about to begin. Everything changed in 2007. Steve Jobs walked onto a stage and introduced the first iPhone. Many experts laughed at the idea of a touchscreen phone without a physical keyboard. Competitors believed it would never replace traditional smartphones. They were wrong. The iPhone completely transformed the mobile industry, changing the way people communicate, work, shop, and live. Apple didn't stop there. The App Store created an entirely new economy, giving developers around the world the opportunity to build millions of applications. Over the following years, the iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, AirPods, and Apple's growing ecosystem turned the company into one of the most valuable businesses in history. In 2018, Apple became the world's first publicly traded company to reach a $1 trillion market value, proving that its comeback was more than complete. The lesson from Apple's story is simple but powerful. Great companies are not defined by how they avoid failure, but by how they respond to it. Steve Jobs didn't save Apple by making hundreds of products.